What's up, everyone, and welcome to the first of hopefully many Mass Effect 3 commentaries. I'm a bit late to the party because I just got my recording equipment the other day, but I had just unlocked this guy in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and I kind of wanted to show how powerful he was and give some tips to some players, and also to test out my equipment. But anyways, I'm showing you the skill tree just to show how this character is level 13, and I'm about to attempt a gold level mission. And you can just see just how powerful he is because I'm level 13, and gold level missions are notoriously difficult. So of course I'm going to be with a squad, but it I think it's a good indication of how powerful this character is. Just that he's able to survive as well as he can in the gold level mission. All right, we're starting off the match here in the map Firebase White. And now the three powers or skills that you have as the Phoenix Adept are Smash, Singularity, and Lash. Now, the Smash power is probably the one that you're going to be using the most since it's just so powerful, and you can see me using it right here. And you're going to see me spamming it throughout the match. Uh, it does like a sort of, I don't want to say melee, well, it's kind of like a melee kind of thing, but at the tip of the whips, it sends out like a cascading shockwave, just like a regular Vanguard would have. Now, the most of the power, I believe, is going to be in the range of the actual whips, but the shockwave does it can like stagger enemies, and it does a fair bit of damage on its own. So, and it kind of extends the range in a way. Like if you think of the range of just a regular heavy melee attack, the smash kind of extends that, and it does like a great amount of damage, and that's the reason why you see me spamming it so much. Now the second power, Singularity, I don't use it as much whenever I'm playing as this guy, and I don't spend as many points into it because it's not as effective as the other two powers, and really, the other two powers are pretty much all that you need as playing as this guy. The Singularity doesn't really do much. Just kind of like it doesn't do as much damage, or if any at all. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, the third power, Lash. It's like an overpowered pull that you can see. You know, the pull power that you see in other classes. Uh, it pretty much has the same kind of like effects, except I would say it does a little bit more damage if pull did any initially. I know pull, like when you pull somebody against a wall, it would hurt them, but I'm not sure like when it actually latches onto somebody. But yeah, it has the same effects as pull. Like you can use it as like a homing kind of power. Like you latch onto an enemy, and by latching on I mean like looking at them, and then the red outline is around them, and it'll, like, depending on how you angle where your reticule is, it'll like home in into the enemy. Now the room that you currently see me fighting in is the most easily defensible position on this map. Sometimes you'll often see people take the high ground on this map, but this is probably the easiest to defend, just because it's so confined, and there's a decent bit of cover that you can hide behind. And like, if worst comes to worst, you could just start doing a grab spam and just hide behind the walls and wait until an enemy like is leering over your cover, and just press B to just grab him over and then melee him. Now, of course, you want to adopt this tactic for any map to find the most defensible position, but it's really good for this character, the Phoenix Adept, because he's such a close-range fighter that it works to his advantage. Especially, like, one tactic that I often use in this match is to play, like, kind of peekaboo with the enemies. And what I mean by that is that I kind of hang around the corner if an enemy's, like, rounding the corner, if he's kind of, like, just there. And you'll see me, like, using the lash, and right when the the whips are about to slam down, I kind of like move to the side so that it goes around the corner. Well, not really around, but you know what I mean. So that the angle is right on the enemy, so that it'll whittle them down until they're finally destroyed, and it poses minimum risk to you because you're behind the corner most of the time, so they can't damage you. One thing I will say where the Phoenix Adept is a little bit weak is on some of the more open maps. Like I think Firebase Hydra is one where it's pretty open and there's not as much cover to hide behind. And the reason is that, especially on the higher difficulties, when the enemy can damage you so quickly, is that all that open space gives them a clear line of sight to you. So it can make the enemies easier to take down your shields and your health, and it's kind of hard to kind of maneuver around so that you can find some cover, some good cover. Now the Phoenix Adept is pretty good against all the enemy factions. The enemy you obviously see me facing right now are the Geth, and people say that the Geth are the easiest enemy to face against, especially on the gold difficulty, but that's really not saying much because, I don't know, in my mind, all the enemies have their own little bit of challenges. Especially those damn Geth Pyros and rocket troopers. Because the rocket troopers can take out your shield with one rocket, and it homes in, so you got to make sure you're behind cover. And those pyros, especially for the Phoenix Adept, because he's such a close-range fighter most of the time, the pyros can do a lot of damage if they're up close, and you have to be careful of that. The primes aren't as bad of an enemy to face, especially if you use that peekaboo tactic that I talked about earlier, and you can whittle them down pretty easily. They're not too hard. Now the Cerberus aren't too bad with the Phoenix Adept. One notable thing that you can, because since the lash power is pretty much the same thing as pull, you can use the lash power to pull away a guardian's shield. That's a good benefit. As always, the phantoms are pretty tricky because they just charge up to you and sometimes can cloak. But as long as you keep moving and try to not stay too close to them and just spam the lash power, you should be fine. And the atlases are really easy to take care of while you're the Phoenix Adept because they're easily distracted and they're slow moving, even slower than the Geth primes. So it's pretty easy to just whittle them down with your the smash power. Now the Reapers I haven't played as much with the Phoenix Adept against the Reapers, but I think it's not too bad. I think the enemies you don't even need to worry about the Banshees too much, as hard as they are, because you could get them to be distracted and then just spam the smash power as you would with the Geth primes and the Atlases. I think the enemy that you would really need to worry about from the Reapers when you're playing as the Phoenix Adept is probably the Ravagers, because they're the long range troopers of the Reapers, and they can take you down pretty quickly if you're not careful. They're kind of like the rocket troopers from the Geth, but they unlike the rocket troopers, they don't move closer to you so that you can have a chance to get them. They kind of stay behind and just bombard you from afar. So you just got to be careful of that. Of course, you always have the opportunity to use your missile launchers if you're in a tight spot, so that's good. Now there is a Vanguard variant of this character, and instead of Singularity, he has Biotic Charge, and I think it'd be a bit more powerful in that regard. But a good build that I suggest for this class is to max out your Smash and Lash abilities, and to get a good assault rifle. I don't use one here, but I should have. And get an assault rifle that's preferably more accurate. And I think with that kind of setup, you'd be good to go for any type of mission. You can see how much experience and credits I get. But yeah, this class is a very good class. It's probably one of my favorite. But yeah, I hope you found this video somewhat informative, and I'll see you next time.